Hello and welcome. My name is Kevin. This is Do It for Bruce. We're here in CK3 once more with another time lapse. This time it's the Cursed family time lapse. This time we are following the Karling family through the ages and seeing how an immortal 29 living member family will do with immortality and overpowered stats. Interesting, this one's going to be a little different just because usually we only have one immortal or two immortal, but never a generation of multiple immortals. So that's going to be an interesting wrinkle to this whole thing. So I imagine a lot of kingdoms will rise and fall, but in the end, a Karling will be in control of a lot of the land. Another prediction I have is that probably Christians around the world will rejoice because they will own most land due to the Karlings spreading it far and wide. But as usual, I have no clue which one of the empires, maybe France or HRE will get formed, will be the biggest of all the realm. But some of the ideas that will come through in this time lapse. So let's see what occurs with the Cursed family. I'll see you at the end. All right, here we are in the post. We have quite the cursed map after our cursed time lapse. Southern Baltic Empire has somehow broken free from Lithuania to become the supreme ruler of Europe and probably the world just in general. Let's look around. Yeah. My guess is that one of our lovely immortals is still in charge of the Emperor Karl, which is one of the siblings of 3 immortals who started out as children of Prince Ludwig or Emperor Ludwig or King Ludwig is who that is. Looks like he was killed in a battle. What took out some of the other brothers? Bad treatment. That's classic. Slain in battle. That's rough stuff. Immortals over here. We look and we see Emperor Charles the Bald. He died of suspicious circumstances. Kaiser Luther. Oh, his family member killed him. The Heartbreaker. Wow. Did away with him, and his one of his sons was murdered also by a dude. Kaiser. This guy had a vendetta, to say the least. It looks like. This lady was executed. Let's look at the Italian cohort of the family. The younger who died in a battle. Man, these Karlings did not last very long. A lot of his children got taken out from stress or heart failure, Jesus, or malnutrition, childbirth. That's pretty standard. And then these are pretty normal children, except for this one's still alive. This little child. Speaking of children, I did some looking to see how many of the immortals were still alive, and it seems to be about 9 of them are still in existence. But for whatever reason, one of them never grew up. Stayed as a child the whole time and is currently leading a populist uprising, which is terrifying, but also hilarious. You know, just a little bit of both. But yeah, let's also do some more looking around like our classic things, as in faith. As I predicted, Christians would be pretty dominant overall. We can see how well they did in comparison to everybody else. Yeah, they are the dominant faith on this world. One of the traditional unreformed religions did get reformed, and looks like this random faith became a huge thing out in the East. Culture-wise, the French did a bang-up job of expanding, but it's just a mess as always. There's never great cohesion other than Greeks doing their best, and then looks like the French also. It's interesting because he's the son of the Karling family. Who's even the head of the Karling family anymore? If they still exist. Well, they must have living members. It's not one of our immortals, it's just some random girl who just somehow happened to do that. It's wild that there must be a lot of splits due to the immortals never dying. So they were like, well, I'm never going to become the head of my own family unless I create a sub-branch. So that's probably what happened with this gentleman. If I open the tree, will that break the game? I think it's gonna break the game, unfortunately. Like I was saying, it looks like the families created their own houses just because the immortals were taking too long to pass on the title. So it's funny that the son of Ludwig never had to make his own branch. Well, that's what happens when you live 653 years into the future, and you got to make your own rules sometimes. Why does this? I feel like this kingdom, the king, is it like a formable kingdom, or is it just some random like duchy that's in here that makes it so? Yeah, okay, that's it. It's so this duchy just pops up into a bigger kingdom because people decide to make it so. Development, wow. You'd think 650 years in the future everything would be yellow, but still there is a little purple, a little darker brown. I did want to see how many, yeah, that's quite the force he's got, and the rest of the world can't really, the Van family can't put up a fight against that, no. So eventually, if we had let the game run long enough and he doesn't die, he would have probably taken over much more land and been the true ruler of the world. Any other interesting immortals? It looks like most of them just didn't really do very much. They stayed under their family members. The women, of course, they probably gave birth to children, but really didn't do a lot of things just because the Catholic faith doesn't allow them to gain land. I think that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and say to me what you'd like to see next in our next time lapse. And as always, have a good rest of your day. Ciao.